This is for Nintendo. Reggie Fils-Aimé, if you're watching.
Look at you.
This is my wallet. My wallet right here. I have credit cards. I have cash. I have a lot of good stuff in here. And this Nintendo console, it costs $300.
I wish I had a wallet.
$299.99
plus tax,
plus tax.
plus a game,
$60
plus peripherals,
$150
plus a lot more years worth of games that we all know I am gonna purchase. So,
yeah, it's a lot of money.
yeah,
It's a lot of money when you think about it.
It is a lot of money.
And for a product that it's not guaranteed to be free of defects. It's kind
Okay,
of-
so and this was even before all the defects, right? Let's say they get all the defects worked out, right?
Right.
Which they probably will within a matter of weeks or months or whatever. They're gonna work it out. I know Nintendo will, but there's a bigger thing, and I know Nintendo will eventually get to the point where they're gonna make these revisions that we touched upon earlier, and this is my ransom that I want. If you want what's in my wallet, I'm holding my wallet ransom right now, and if you want the contents of that wallet,
if you want that wallet to live,
if you want it to live in your ecosystem, Nintendo, and by the way, when I get a console, I spend probably a couple $1,000s on that console throughout its life.
Right.
And so that's
why I bought a computer now.
that's what that's what Nintendo is. That's what the stakes are here for Nintendo. And so let me tell you a few things that we want out of the revision. It's too late for this. You lost me, Nintendo. I'm not gonna buy this version of the Switch. If somebody gives it to me, fine. But I'm not gonna go out there and buy it myself.
So you're gonna wait for the Switch Point 2?
These are my demands, Nintendo.
Oh.
These are my demands.
Listen up.
Okay, number one.
Rick, let's forget about any sponsorship from Nintendo.
We should have
now.
like a massive zoom like right here.
Dun, 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 dun.
We're not getting anything from Nintendo anymore.
See you guys later.
Sorry, guys. Sorry. I'm ruining it for you. But these are my demands, Nintendo. The charging port. You placed it on the bottom of the console. Why in the world? Let me borrow this for a second.
People are labeling that as a defect. It's not a defect.
This
it was
is
just
a tablet. This
poor,
is a tablet
poor planning.
here. This tablet.
Just don't drop
Francisco
it, please.
here is watching Daddy's Game Time. So they decided to have the charging port here at the bottom here at the bottom. And one of their major selling points is that you're able to lay it down and tilt it in tabletop mode, right?
The little flimsy kickback.
So you can't be charging it while it's in tabletop mode, which is ridiculous. That's probably where a lot of people are gonna try and be charging their console as they're playing it in the seat of a car or in an airplane, on a train, on the bus. They're gonna set down the little tabletop and they're gonna set it there, and while it's they're gonna try and see if they can charge, but they won't be able to.
Well, the problem with
because
that though
it's in the wrong spot.
Yeah, but the problem with that though is because you have to dock it, right? Where else are you going to charge it from? You're sitting it down, so the connector has to be towards the problem.
The dock charges that.
I'm sure they have ways of doing it. There's also wireless charging, Rick. We all know that.
Yeah, but that spends more money.
Which brings me to the next part of it.
He wants wireless.
Battery life right now.
It already has Wi-Fi. Might as well.
Battery life right now. It's okay. It's okay.
Martin!
It'll get me through a drive to LA.
Atari rules.
A drive to LA. But
while driving,
it'll
take.
It needs longer battery life.
Don't play and drive.
Minimum.
Don't Pokemon Go.
I would
drive.
say minimum. Right now they say 3 hours on a single charge for playing Breath of the Wild. I would have to say minimum 3.5. Just give me like that extra 30 minutes of juice.
30 minutes.
But what would those extra 30 minutes?
No, I'm saying
though?
minimum. Ideally, I would want 4 hours.
Well, that should be your minimum. Why say some ridiculous minimum like 30 minutes when you're not really going to enjoy it?
You know they haggle. You haggle. You start up high and then you slowly come down.
I'm trying to be realistic here. I mean, ideally, I think 4 hours would be a sweet spot for this. Playing a full-fledged game like Breath of the Wild.
You're going to start seeing battery packs.
Hungry guys.
No, man, those battery packs, they're so far they've just been terrible. I guess
It's a non-sponsor.
Non-sponsored.
No,
No affiliation.
Those battery packs, man. Have you heard about have you done any research on the battery packs?
Dude, I don't do nothing with Switch.
No, dude. They don't add very much life to you playing it, and the problem with it is that if you have one of these massive battery packs, I think that not all of them work with the Switch because it drains faster than what it actually charges. Not because it doesn't do any kind of fast charging, and which leads me to my next demand. Besides longer battery life, we have headphones.
Point number 3.
We have the
Four? I forgot what
the USB port.
Yeah.
It's in the wrong spot.
1.
They should put it up over. Longer battery life is number 2.
2.
And it should have a quick charge feature.
3.
If let's say this, okay? Let's say this.
Let's say it.
If they can't meet demands number 1 or 2, at least do the quick charge feature, man. Have that console instead of it takes 3 hours to charge.
3 hours.
Yeah. Have it charge.
But
charge.
Okay, Leo. Let's back it up a
this
bit
phone.
with that.
This is a Galaxy
Okay,
S7Edge.
look.
It charges to full charge in 40 minutes.
Look at here, guy. Okay, so this is a console, Leo. Don't forget that.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
The portability is a bonus.
Francisco, you're drinking that Nintendo juice. Really, you are.
This is marketed as a console, not as a portable device.
That's why I'm saying you're drinking that Nintendo juice.
I can care
no
less.
matter how many times Nintendo tells you this is a console. This is the latest Nintendo home console. I'm Reggie Fils-Aimé. Believe me, this is the latest Nintendo. It's not. This is a portable console that happens to have a little dock adapter that allows you to see.
That's exactly the point.
Yeah.
I am not for this Switch console at all.
Yeah,
From the get-go, I have said
yes,
no.
See? Rick sees it the way I see it.
But I agree with Pancho.
No,
You're going to play it handheld. Yeah, okay, cool. Have fun with it. After an hour, after 2 hours, I got to charge it. What am I going to do? Stop playing?
No, you just
I'm
play
going
on your TV.
to dock it, play it on my TV while it's charging. That's the intention of it.
Well, maybe
Well,
your intention.
My intention.
That's your intention.
Whoa.
The way I'm looking at it, I'm going halfway around the world to see our fans in France.
Right.
I'm 17 hours. I'm going to India. I'm going to Brazil. I'm going to North Carolina.
I think this is the console.
I'm going across the country. I'm on a 5-hour flight across the country. I'm on a 17-hour flight to France.
You saw the commercial. You plug it in and you charge it as you're playing.
I'm on an 18-hour flight going to India to meet our Daddy's Game Time fans.
Away from our hands, Rick.
This is the
all
episode.
Nintendo can do.
This is the console that's going to ruin Daddy's Game Time right here. All this tension. No, Leo. No.
All Nintendo can do is tell me, you
man.
got 3 hours.
You got 3 hours?
That's it.
And you can't charge while you're on the airplane.
You need your TV to charge.
And if you are gonna charge, from one of those little battery packs, because you're not charging directly from the wall out.
You saw that. You saw the commercials. You saw the commercials.
It's gonna take you 5 hours to charge it from the battery pack. If the battery pack has juice to charge it 100%, which they don't. They don't make them yet.
Look.
That's what Nintendo's telling you.
Nintendo,
these are real ransom requests.
Nintendo's gonna start creating some other off the wall kind of products where they're gonna hook up like a pedometer that charges your tablet, the Switch tablet, while you're walking and playing.
And you know what, guys? You know the beauty of this is what the beauty of what is it? The beauty of Nintendo and their history that they've shown us.
Go ahead.
In 1.5 years. They're going to release the new Nintendo Switch or the Nintendo Switch XL or Nintendo Switch Revision, whatever.
Nah, dude.
And it's going to have
2 screens.
better battery life, a better screen.
It's the 2DS, just bigger.
Yeah, I'm telling you, man.
Man.
It's gonna have a lot of better advantages.
but
Things that you say really don't matter, but it is gonna have them.
But that's how it
will.
works.
Plug me over there.
Oh, I'm sorry, my bad. What happens with Sony PS4, PS4 Pro?
Mm-hmm.
That's marketing. That's what they do. They didn't give you crap. They just gave you what needed to be done at that point.
That's true.
And then maybe this, they'll hear some concerns of some people and say, okay, hey, we'll give you fast charging, maybe we'll give you, the port on the top that you're asking for. Not you.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying though. This is gonna be fine.
Happen.
This will be fine for a lot of people. Not for me. That's what I'm saying. This is not our.
These are Leo's demands.
These are not our demands. These are my personal demands, and I think a lot of people out there are probably gonna sympathize with it. They're gonna be kind of thinking about it too, in the same sense. I think, not everybody. So if you're not one of those people, it's okay. It's okay. I'm not saying you're wrong for doing that, Francisco.
You're wrong.
I'm not saying that at all.
Okay.
I'm just saying. But also, the joysticks, they're offset. If you look at the position of the joysticks, one's up here and one's down here. So when you're playing it, you see your thumbs. That's like not natural to have your thumbs like aligned. When you're playing it, you're gonna be off balance. They should be more or less in the same spot.
Well, they did that.
And
because when you're playing games like 1-2 Switch
Horizontally.
and you're doing the two controllers,
no, yeah, I understand why they did that, but I also understand that
Can't have your cake and eat it too, Leo.
I
Something
understand.
has to give.
I understand
Gotta give, bro.
that.
No, but that's. I mean,
but if you look at the way it is set up, they could actually make it. They could engineer it that way if they really wanted to. It's not something to say
that's
where
standard. That's
you can't.
the Xbox control does that. They have the one joystick on
Yeah,
top,
but the
one on
Xbox
bottom.
control is a self-sustained unit. This is gonna be a full-on handheld unit where you're sustaining the weight of the whole console on your hands.
Have you
It's not-
weighed the
it's not-
Xbox controller? I think it probably weighs more than the Switch.
The Switch is actually significantly heavier
Heavier?
than
Oh,
that. I did
Okay.
have it, and a lot of people are reporting problems with it feeling unnatural in that state where you're just holding it one thumb up, one thumb down.
That's why you get the Pro
It's-
controller.
I mean,
Yeah,
all you have to
there
do
you
is
go.
just like look at
And
it.
dish out an
And-
extra
and
$60.
And I'm just talking about in handheld mode. Obviously, Pro controller. That's going to be the best way to play it at home. But most people are not going to play it at home. They're going to want to take it with them. That's the whole sell.
You know what
of
I
this
see
console.
Nintendo doing? They're gonna add an adapter that you put onto like where the grips are at. You put that, and
Like a battery pack.
and then you connect it to the Switch on the sides,
I believe.
and
it.
all it has is like an extra 2 to 3 inch kickstand, so that it lifts it up higher, just so that you can plug in at the bottom.
That's one thing. A lot of people are complaining about the kickstand looking flimsy and breaking off, but no, actually, I like that because they design it in such a way so it does pop off, and you can just pop it back in. It clicks in, so it pops off by design. It's really clever of them. I have to give them kudos for that. I like that aspect.
He
of
likes
it.
the kicks in, guys.
I like the
Yay.
kickstand, Nintendo. Keep that. Also, the Joy-Con grip needs better ergonomic design. I've seen a lot of people talking about how vertical it is when you're playing it. They should just tilt it maybe a little bit so your hands, your wrists are in a slightly more natural position. But of course, Nintendo already has that covered with the Pro controller. No, it's not a Pro controller. What are they calling it?
Yeah, Pro controller.
They are calling it the Pro controller
Yeah.
again?
The Switch Pro controller.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah,
Okay,
I think
okay.
it is Pro. Right?
Cool. Well, I mean, that's the best. That's the way you should be playing anyway. But yeah, if I just think that's a bad design. If they would have just tilted that Joy-Con grip
Esmeralda.
a little bit better, that it would have been great. Esmeralda, what's up?
Yeah.
Another demand, Nintendo.
It
The
keeps
value,
going.
man. The value. I think
It keeps going.
$300 plus tax and a game and a peripheral. We're looking at over $400 now. We're reaching Xbox One territory with this launch already in terms of pricing. They just disguise it by selling you the console only. For that price, it should come with a pack-in game with like mini games, like say 1-2 Switch, for example. It should come with a game if they're gonna charge you that much for it. Also,
They did give Wii. Was it Wii Sports? Something like that.
On the Wii.
yeah, and that was great. I remember buying my original
That game was
Nintendo.
actually fun.
It was pretty fun.
And
Like I look
yeah.
at 1-2 Switch and I'm like, what the hell am I looking at?
From what I've heard, 1-2 Switch, most of the games are kind of trash, but
Kind
it does,
of.
but it
Kind of.
does, but it does have.
And the thing is that you have to pay money for that.
But
You know,
and
that's
full
like
trash
price
money.
too, full price for it.
I saw some of the games that I saw look kind of just awkward.
And they are. Let's be honest. They are awkward. They're lame. But
that's what you're looking at.
there are a handful of games that are actually fun to play, like at a party with friends, with family, whatever.
Whatever.
But
Whatever.
It's just a few games out of all the whole set that it has. So that's something that
I don't know.
should come.
I didn't think they really think through the gimmicky stuff of this console. They thought just like, oh, just throw something in there and they'll buy it.
No, they should have done that. They should have just thrown it in along as a pack-in game, because it shows off what a lot of the features of the Switch are.
Yeah.
And I think a lot of people
Have at it.
would have been into it, that way. So 300, throw in that pack-in game, Nintendo. Don't be cheap.
I see it as a free download game. Like you could just
Yeah, just download it.
Yeah, it should. Well, that's what I mean. It's the pack-in games nowadays. They're digital downloads anyway. The other thing,
the list continues.
Before the next ransom, True Voice Chat, Nintendo. You know what Nintendo's voice chat solution?
Do that anymore?
Yes, they do.
They do?
Lots of people,
Alright.
lots of gamers do.
Okay.
And you know what Nintendo is banking on?
What?
Nintendo says, "You see those things you guys have,
Cell phones,
cell phones?
tablets.
We have an app.
We have an app.
We have an app. Download our app, and while you're playing your little games on our Switch,
Your little game.
use your phone so you can chat with your friends."
Ah, there you go. That works, right?
Not for Leo.
Francisco's drinking the juice again.
Ah, Nintendo. Nintendo, you're making me get red. Is it oily in here, or is it just
It's an oily.
Nintendo?
you're getting
Come on,
furious.
man.
You're getting
Come on,
furious.
Nintendo.
Keep in mind, I think Leo out of the three of us is like the biggest Nintendo fan.
He is.
I
No,
am.
he
I
is.
truly am. I love Nintendo. I still do. Despite all this stuff, it's like
He feels disappointed.
it's that uncle you grew up with that you love
The
because
drunk uncle.
because he was the cool uncle.
He'll give you your
He's the
Domingo.
uncle that he'd get home.
Mijo, su domingo.
He'd get home on Thanksgiving, and he'd say hi to everybody, but he'd greet you on his knees with a big hug. He'd pull out his wallet. He's like, "Here's 30.
Big
Here's
old
50
fat
bucks.
wallet.
Here's 50 bucks. Here's 50 bucks, mijo. Go buy yourself whatever you want. Oh, but don't go running yet. Don't go running yet. I brought you some candy. I brought you some candy. That's what Nintendo was to me growing up. That's what Nintendo was. And now that uncle,
Look,
He
guy.
spent-
The
he
economy went bad.
the economy went bad. His business went down the drain. And this uncle, man, I'm telling you, it's like he's spending a little bit of that extra cash on the hooch, if you know what I mean. So now you see that uncle, you still run out. You're a full grown man now. You still run out to go say hi to him, but you just go out to help him stay on his feet and help him to get to the couch.
It's
And
not a
that's-
hug of love. It's like a duty.
It's like a duty. Like, Uncle, I love you, man, but can't be doing this, man. I'm not always gonna be here for you, Uncle. Nintendo, I'm not always gonna be there for you if you keep doing stuff like this. You better shape up. We need to call Dr. Phil and do some sort of intervention. Cash me outside. How about that? How about that, Nintendo?
That went to an awkward extreme on Nintendo's side
Catch
right
me
there.
outside. I hate that girl, by the way.
Next, and my final ransom request from you, Nintendo.
Oh man,
Eighth
we're
eighth
still at
ransom.
it. We're still at it.
Number 8 on the list.
I think that's the show, Rick. What do you think?
I know.
Oh,
We got some more for you. We got some.
Oh my goodness. Nintendo. What year is it, Francisco?
It is 2017.
Can you remind me?
Leo.
Can you remind me? I have a time machine. I lose track of the years.
2017.
Nintendo.
Leo's frustration level was like blood is boiling. Right? I
Drunk
can
Uncle
feel the
Nintendo
heat.
here. 2017. There's this invention called Bluetooth. People use them for headphones, for controllers, other peripherals. Most gamers like having Bluetooth headphones or headsets to play their games,
Mhm.
talk to their friends, do all that
Mhm.
stuff,
Yep.
right?
Right.
Nintendo's saying you don't need Bluetooth. You don't need Bluetooth headphones. You don't need that. You're good. You got your app on your phone. You don't need Bluetooth headphones to hear
Oh,
any of
man.
our
Well,
stuff.
you do Bluetooth to your phone, and then you use the phone app.
There
so,
you go.
so I'm just like, Nintendo, come on. I'm not gonna buy my kids
So
Bluetooth
all of these demands come out on the Switch XL, the next model.
I'm telling you, man, if Nintendo does at least half of these things that are on the list, kudos to you guys. And I even gave you options. I told you don't have to do the first two if you do the third one.
Leo has spoken.
I think we should move on before Leo dies on us here.
Leo's gonna pass out if we don't switch gears and go to something else here.
All right, Jake, show me.
Nintendo, you got some work to do. If you like what you saw, don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe.
Also visit us at daddysgametime.com, or you can check us out at Facebook, YouTube, Twitch, Twitter, and Instagram, all at keyword Daddy's Game Time.
Don't forget our t-shirts and merchandise at daddysgametime.com/merchandise, where you can find designs inspired by pop culture, movies, and video games, designed by Leo and yours truly.
All your support is appreciated.